The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations. Tonight is June 13th, 2024. It is a Thursday evening. Welcome in. How is everyone doing? Well, it's a Thursday evening for me. It might be a Thursday afternoon for my guy. Your car already in the building, in the chat. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we get it in. Me and my guy, your car, running it up, running the numbers up. We don't miss. That is right. We don't miss. All right. So how is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you are having a wonderful week, a wonderful Thursday, and tomorrow is Friday. That means for a lot of you, it is the end of the week. That means the weekend is coming up to relax. But for me, is just getting ready to do more work and for us to keep winning. If you don't know who I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where above all else, we are engineered to win. So tonight we're going to be working on continuing part 2 of our auto-generated Swagger documentation. Like my guy, your car says, nobody on the corner generates Swagger documentation like us. Swagger like us. Swagger like us. All right. So, you know how we do. We are going to get into our agenda for today, take care of some housekeeping, and then we're going to jump into the work for the day and win. All right. So, man, you know what? I'm thinking. I had an icebreaker, but I also have another topic that's really, really good too. Once I get there, I'll think about it, right? So let's do this. Let's just jump into our housekeeping for today. Let's go over here and we're going to go like that. And housekeepings and gratitudes and show schedules. So first and foremost, to all of the subscribers, the new ones, the old ones, those who are in the chat on a regular basis, those who watch from the clouds, but leave me some amazing comments, or those who just soak up the game, but you are so kind enough to subscribe. I really, really appreciate everything that you do. So shout out to the newest subscribers, the old ones, everyone.
I appreciate you.
And as well to my Patreon members, my technical explorers, my tech prodigy, my tech barbarians, who are working so hard. I have one of my tech barbarians. They are working a job in an internship, and they are still getting that knowledge, that information on how to do software testing and automation in our project, the app that we're building. Shout out to them who's putting it, like, they drive an hour to work and back. And guess what? Just for the love of being in tech, they're doing this because they are pretty well off, but they say, I want to be in tech. So I'm going to put what I normally do on hold so that I can drive to work an hour, do the work in the office, and then drive back home Monday through Friday. And when you guys are complaining about, oh, I only want to work remote, I only want to work remote, this person said, you know what, I'm going to pause because I want to be so successful in the tech field that whatever I was working on, I'm going to put it on hold for now and then go back to it and figure out a way that I can continue to do both. So shout out to the tech barbarian. I have a tech barbarian in the UK as well, working on multiple projects with a full-time job, running it up. And you know, I can't forget my tech mercenaries, those YouTube members who are putting in the work every single day, from cybersecurity to QA to whatever it is that you do. You know, data, people like Mitch and data, you know, your car who does pretty much everything. And you know how they say, you know that term, a jack of all trades and master of none? I'll tell you this, your car is a master of all trades. I'll tell you that. That's what I've seen. Like every time you ask him, oh yeah, it's just boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, do this. I'm like, what in the world? Like this guy is a super star, right? And of course, shout out to the bag chasers from Anton Daniels, who are so supportive of me and of this channel. Shout out to you guys.
We the best.
All right. So let's just jump into our show schedule. So the live show schedule, right? Here we go. Follow me here. Monday mornings and Wednesday mornings, we have the Coffee and Kata show, 7:30 a.m. All right. What we do on that show, we review some news stories. And especially on Mondays, we review the numbers for the week, or we look into what numbers are coming out this week. And then we review those on Saturday, which I'll touch, right? But Mondays and Wednesdays, news. And then we do some mobile app development. All right. That is what we do on the morning show, So definitely want to tune in for that. Get some more information about mobile automation or mobile development, all that good stuff. Right. So then we have Sunday afternoons, software exploration. We are working our way through Terraform. I'm about to jump into DevOps very soon. Just follow us along. We're just trying to figure out some last remaining things, but I think we've done everything. I think I've done way more than the Terraform course has taught, and we figured out 90% of it all on our own. So, hey, that's what we do. If you want to come and win, you know where to come, right? Tuesday nights, Q&A. I get questions. You have questions in the chat. You can call in. We have a conversation. We have so much fun on Tuesday nights. So one of my favorite nights, all of them are my favorite nights, but one of my favorite nights, we have so much fun talking about different topics, answering your questions, tech related, career related, jobs related, whatever they may be, right? So come join us on Tuesday nights. And then we have Thursday nights. Tonight, we have more software explorations. We focus more on here, like software development, not as much infrastructure, but software development. Could be from, we've done like different QA tools, different automation tools, different languages. Right now, we are working on API documentation, how to test APIs. Probably on a Thursday, I'm going to do some, basic test-driven development so you can get a good feel for that. So much different stuff, right? And then Saturday mornings, my favorite show. Why is it my favorite show? Because I'm learning so much, and I have my two brothers to help me host the show from the chat, Mr. Yakar and Mr. Mitch. And we call that show, and this is all Mitch and Yakar's title here, right? Men lie. Women lie. Numbers manipulate. Yes, numbers manipulate. We'll do on that show. So on that show, we review the weekly economic numbers to look out for the week, where we are talking about, we review like the new unemployment claims, how the job market is doing, not as much as how the stock market is doing, to be honest with you. We don't really review that there. We also review like the consumer sentiment index, supply producer price index, all that stuff. So we're learning so much together. I'm going to try to plug in getting a good understanding of gross domestic product. I know I learned it in like 8th grade or something, but do I remember that? Absolutely not. But I'm going to try to break it down to make it easy for me to understand. And hopefully, if I make it easy for me to understand, I can make it easy for you to understand as well. All right. So that is our live show schedule. Come and join us. So much information, so much game. Maybe this technical stuff is not for you yet, but you definitely need to know the weekly numbers because that affects all of our lives. All right. And, Tuesday nights, if you're not sure about this tech stuff, but you're interested, come and ask me a question. And we'll spend I dedicate at least 5 minutes to each question that we're asked. Right? So come and join. All right? Now, let's jump into our pre-recorded content. On Mondays, we have some deep conversations. I call it candid conversations. And this past Monday, I spoke about my biggest mistake that I made before going to college. Yes, my biggest mistake before going to college. And hopefully that can help you as well. And after I said, I was like, oh my goodness, so many mistakes.
Bruh.
But hey, we're still winning though. But if I could have prevented these mistakes, I would have been so much further at this point. But hey, hopefully I can help you or your kids. Maybe you're at the same age as me and it might be a little we're still progressing, but not as fast as we could have. Maybe you can give this game to your kids or a niece, a nephew, whoever's coming up behind you. But you need to get them on the right track. Don't let them make the mistake that we did of just going with the wind, and then we're like, oh yeah, now I'm in like $200,000 of student loan debt, and the best job I can get is the stocker at Walgreens. Does Walgreens exist in your area? Because I know the Walgreens out here, majority of them are closing. But or maybe at CVS. Who knows, right? Who knows? So let's run it up. Let's stop being complacent. Let's stop going based off of our feelings. Yes, our feelings. Let's not do that, right? Let's not live based off of our feelings. Be very, very strategic and methodical, right? Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept, and overviews. So on Wednesdays, we break down a different concept in tech. Maybe it could be like a different position, such as we've done data engineering. It could be like the identity and access management. It could be, whatever, right? I might even do Scrum Master next week. Depends on what I come up with. And then sometimes we break down coding types, methodology. So we've spoken about behavior-driven development. We've spoken about test-driven development yesterday. Yesterday was test-driven development, one of my favorite topics and coding styles. Try to make it very easy to break down. So you definitely want to check those out. And then Fridays, we have the Bug Bite, where we review different vulnerabilities. It could be cybersecurity related. It could be a software bug. Maybe QA missed something. It could be the developers did something. Remember, the CEO for North America, Volkswagen, said totally threw his software engineer under the bus. Right? So that is what we do on Fridays. So tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Google Cloud Platform deleting $135 billion pension fund over there for a company in Australia. It's already scheduled to premiere. Make sure after this video, you go and you click that. After this stream, you go there and you click that and you watch it tomorrow because it's going to be so much good information in there. Okay. Awesome. And then throughout the week, this week, I've been experimenting, releasing some more videos. I'm going to see if I can actually continue to do that. Not the easiest thing to do because it's a lot of rendering and cutting and stuff like that. But
I appreciate you.
Oh man, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
Thank you shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. All right. So, like I was saying. So we have additional content. Definitely Monday through Friday, we have the clips from the Q&A show, short 5 to 10 minute videos, breaks down little clips. But I'm working on cutting up some of the streams, right? Maybe so this week I did the segments of when we were working, our working segments, or working on the Swagger documentation from last week. And then in the mornings, maybe the tips. So I'm trying to see if I can continue doing that because it is a lot of work, but I'm working on it, right? I am working on it. I will do my best to continue that because I just want to continue to add so much more value to you as much as possible, right? So that is our pre-recorded content and our live show content. Hopefully something in there you find useful, all right? Now, let's get that off the screen. Now, let's check out the chat real quick, see what the sentiment of the people are. Let's see what we're going on here. So, as I said earlier, we got your car in the building saying, swagger like us, swagger like us. Yeah. And your car also says, shout out to the bag chasers. Chasers assemble. Welcome in, chasers. And you know, your car has to highlight his show. Out of all the other shows, your car has to highlight his. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Okay. And Ferris says, notice me, coach. I see you. I see you, Ferris. I see you. I feel you, Ferris. I feel you. All right. And you know what? Oh my God. I think I'm gonna have to pivot my intro of the day because it's such a good topic. It's such a good topic, right? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Once we get there, I'm gonna do it, right? And we got Antonio Watkins in the building, bag chasers in the building. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. So let's see. We got Bricked Out Media in the building. What's good, Bricked Out Media? Happy to have you here. Appreciate it. And 48 Laws. Welcome. First time. What? Well, you know what? 48 Laws.
I appreciate you.
Artistic work. Welcome in. Welcome. Let's get it. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. All right. Okay. Let's stop it. Stop the show. All right. Here we go. Proper introduction time. Mitch says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. Okay. Welcome in, Mitch. Welcome, Mitch. Let's see. All right. So, let's see. What is this? So see, Mitch is starting Saturday's show on Thursday. See, Mitch took over Saturday's show. Now he's trying to take over Thursday's show. He's like, your car, not sure if you're familiar with FICO 10, but I wanted to touch on that Saturday. It's not good for the majority. What? I will, you know what? Let me add that to the list right now, because if you have a topic for Saturday, I'm going to add that right now to make sure that I don't forget that Mitch has a topic to discuss. He wants to let us know why FICO is not good for the majority. All right, I added it to the list, Mitch. I added it to the list. Let's see what else we got. Is it AKR people? Let's see. Mitch says, what you think I was snoozing since I was laid back? Mitch, I already knew you were in here. I knew you were in here. All right. It says, your car says, okay, fine. We can go over that. It's like social credit score. Okay, I see. Look at that. They're trying to take over the show. You guys, you guys are so bad. You guys took the Saturday show. Now you're trying to take the Thursday show. Oh my goodness. And it says, Fair says, will you be speaking on the stream or call in? What? Hey, Ferris, you're asking a little too much here. Nobody knows if Mitch is even a real person, all right? Who knows if he's even a real person? So you're asking for a lot. All we know that there is a M logo that shows up on different people's stream, with a lot of good game. So who knows? All right? So let me see how I can pivot this real quick. Give me a second. Because I want to pivot on the topic that we're going to, I can save this icebreaker for another time, but let's do this. Let me put it like this. All right. Let's do this. Right. Let's do a jump off today. We're going to do a jump off. So this one is called Show Your Work. All right. Make it a little bigger. There we go. So, there goes that. Let me move that right there. There you go. Show your work. So, what about show your work? I've spoken about this a few times before, where I'm saying, all right, so many people, they want a job, right? Like, oh, I want to get into the tech field. I want to get into cybersecurity, whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what have you done? Well, I took this boot camp, or well, I took this course on Coursera, or like UI UX. Oh, I did this UI UX course for Google on I think like Coursera or whatever it is, right? Or whatever it is. I'm like, all right, cool. So what have you done? Like, show me like that that you know what you're doing. And like, I don't know what project to do. I'm like, okay, that's a problem. Do you have any experience? Not really. I'm like, okay, so all you did was take a course. I got a certification. I'm like, all right, but how does that prove to me that you know what you're talking about? Well, I would say, all right, you know what? Here's what you should do. Find some type of project to work on, and if you can make it a real project that everyone has access to, even better. But if not, why don't you do something where you can actually share it with people? Maybe you can record a video about it. Maybe you don't have like a YouTube channel or whatever, but you can maybe record a video and post it somewhere. Maybe post it to your Facebook. Definitely post it to LinkedIn. And that way, you can start getting some exposure, right? Get some exposure so people can see that you actually know what you're talking about. See, the biggest problem, the reason that people won't take a chance on you is because they don't know what they're taking a chance on. Oh, of course you can answer any question. I'll tell you this story, right? I'll tell you this story. Someone that I know, a manager, like very high up in their company, and a very close friend of mine too. And their company uses the system where it does like a one-way, they call it a one-way interview, where it'll screen, like it'll ask a potential employee, a candidate, a question, and it's on camera. And then while the people are being asked the question, I guess they don't think that someone's watching them. I don't know, but you'll see that they're like shifting through like their paperwork, going to a different browser, and then reading the answer from Google verbatim. So why do companies not just take a random chance on you? Because they don't know you and they don't owe you anything. So let's move on to show your work. Hopefully, Ferris is okay with me sharing this, but told me today that he has not one, but 2 interviews lined up. And how did this come about? Well, and he'll probably share more next time he streams about it, right? But the very first project that he did on YouTube, some crazy project with Python and AWS. First time using AWS, like Kubernetes, all this crazy stuff, right? He was, and he didn't even know Python at the time. Going around in circles and stuff like that, but he streamed that live, all his struggles, all his trials, all his tribulations, and then he took that video, also uploaded it to LinkedIn. And because of that one video, he's getting interview offers, not 1 but 2, for different companies, different roles. So that's why I tell you guys, like, hey, show your work. You might not be comfortable streaming or something like that, but do something to show that, like, you know what you're talking about.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to Antonio X-Tone. Shout out to you. But yeah, so that's why I'm always like, okay, you have to prove yourself. Nobody has to take a chance on you. And by Ferris, Ferris will stream for like 3-4 hours in the morning learning Python, which leads to one of the positions that he might get. They're going to train him running up, and for a lot of money too. Imagine that, getting trained and they're paying you a lot of money. So they're willing to train him in like Python and stuff like that, because they see the initiative that he's serious about he stands on business. So that's why I always tell you guys, show your work. You don't have to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to get a fancy camera. Ferris, what do you stream from? What do you stream from, Ferris? His iPhone. I think it's iPhone 14 or something like that. He streams from his iPhone. Taking risks, doing stuff that are hard, not being afraid of making mistakes, telling Dr. Angela Yu that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And then he finds out, oh yeah, she didn't know what she was talking about. You might not want to stream or whatever, but do something. Prove that you know what you say you know. That's my thoughts behind it. Find a way to show your work. Because if not, like, someone might take a chance on you, but increase your probabilities, all right? Increase your probabilities. All right? And on that note, that, my friend, is my jump off for Thursday night. Do me a favor, or don't even do me a favor, because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still going to be right. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Show your work. All right, so I'm going to check the chat one more time, and then we are going to get to work. We'll end up talking about Swagger AutoGen again, and then we're going to pull up the code, switch the branch, all that good stuff. Right, so let's see what's going on in the Chizat. All right, so no, do I need this? I don't think I need that, and I don't think I need this either. All right, cool. So let's see what we got going on over here. Let's see. Let's see. And your car said to Mitch's thing about the credit score. Facts are people don't usually have a seasoned credit score. What type of seasoning, your car? What type of seasoning? Old Bay? What type of seasoning? All right. And Mitch says he is an AI. I knew it. That's why you hate AI so much, because you don't want competition. I got you. Ferris throwing shots. Rogue AI. See? And your car says that he's seen Mitch. He's seen him in the metaverse. What? Your car, was he tall? Was he as tall as he claims to be? And does he have those hands? Because you always say you don't want these hands, but does he really have those hands? I don't know. And Mitch says, I love the suspense, like when Jay-Z never know when I'ma pop up. Well, we all know that Jay-Z always pops up during Dame Dash interviews. Whenever you ask Dame Dash a question, somehow Jay-Z's name gets brought up.
Bruh.
I programmed you not to say that. All right. So Ferris said share whatever. We got that. And Mitch says, I could get blacklisted for this data talk, mixing it with some real talk that talk. All right. And let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, bad news. So Ferris says, I'm canceled. My last live stream got me over. You guys are so funny. All right. Antonio Watkins says, great advice, coach. Thank you. And I am happy to have you here, Antonio Watkins. Just continue, let us know. Let me and your car know when you are ready for the next video, because it's been like a month now since we gave you that video. How is that going? Let us know. We want to keep moving forward, right? Back in the day, jump off meant something else. Okay, I'm done with the foolishness. Hey, maybe we're still back in the day. Who knows? All right.
Let's get it.
Says Ralph is a bad influence. That is true. I'm a terrible influence. All right, I am a terrible influence. And your car said seasoned equals long term. Okay, I thought you were talking about seasoning from the store. I don't know. And Mitch also said, your car says, when I see seen jump up, I thought the same thing. Ah. You know what? That one deserves a.
Oh, yeah!
So Antonio X Tone said, "Is it possible to get into IT with hand tattoos?" I would say yes. Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially nowadays, IT is not what it used to be like 20 years ago. I mean, I got this here. I got these here. Here, I don't have anything on my hands, but a long time ago, it would have been a lot more difficult. But nowadays, it's not as hard. It's not as hard. But you know, and it also depends on the company that you're working for. If you're working for like an old school company or something like that, it might be a little bit tougher. But it depends. It really depends. Newer companies a lot more flexible. It just depends. Like it depends at the end of the day. It depends on what part of IT you're going into as well. So of course you're gonna say, oh, we don't discriminate and stuff like that. But they'll find a reason. Like they'll see. So you just gotta and plus the better you know your stuff, the better you know your information, the better chance that you have. Because sometimes you gotta make them an offer that they can't refuse. Make them an offer that they can't refuse, and it's like, oh well, you know what? This guy knows his stuff, hand tattoos or not. This is who we need to do the job, right? So I wouldn't worry about that as much. And let's see what we got. It says, just like my name is always mentioned here. Okay. You see, Mitch. See, I'll tell you, like, hey, I don't think anyone needs to give Mitch a compliment because he gives himself all the compliments, all right? So let's see. So Fair says, I know people with multiple sleeves, you're fine. Yeah, I think so too. It's not the same as normal. Car says, Dave, how are you today? And what's the response? It goes, the response is, Jay-Z did it. Jay-Z did it. He did me dirty. Yes, that's how I'm doing today. Hey, maybe it's like, say his name 3 times and he'll appear like Candyman, right? He will appear like Candyman. All right. Let's see. We got, so Antonio Watkins says he will be ready Saturday. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. And oh my goodness, we got my guy in the building, the Wealth Building Jersey. I said Jersey. I think see. Oh my goodness. I blame Mitch for this. The Wealth Building Journey. Salute to you as well. Let's go. And let's see. Antonio Watkins says, I'm setting aside more time. I'm going all in. Not half in, not 1 foot in, not 1 foot out, not lukewarm. We are going to be all hot. We're going all in. Let's go.
We the best.
All right. Let's see. And the Wealth Building Journey also says, as long as you don't have diamonds in your grill, diamonds in your grill. Hey, maybe that's a little pushing it. That might be a little pushing it. I'm just saying, a little pushing it. But I hear you. And let's see what else. It says, wear fingerless gloves. Hey, do what you gotta do. Say, it's just cold. It's just colder, right? Let's see. I have a hand condition. I have to wear these gloves all the time. And then you get the gloves that have like the typing fingers, like so that you can actually be able to type. I remember I was at this one job and it was so freezing cold over there. I took these gloves and I cut off the fingertips, but only like the actual tip, so that I can actually be able to type because it was so cold in that office. So hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta do what you got to do. All right. And it says, I was getting sensitive for a second. No. All right. Anyways, we are there. Let's go. All right. So let's put up our first 20 minutes on the. Oh, by the way, before I even go through this, right? Because I know I was joking around about Ecamm messing up and stuff like. I mean, I wasn't joking about that. It was really messing up. But I was joking about, the price of Ecamm this, the price of Ecamm that. But I'm gonna tell you this: they have some amazing support. Right? Shout out to Ecamm, Mike and Ken over there. I was on a Zoom call for like an hour with their support, where on a Zoom call, and we were just trying to recreate the issue. And like for like the first 45 minutes, we're trying like, switching scenes, like what I normally do on the stream, all this type of stuff, right? And we saw it spike, we saw it go down, spike, go down, spike, go down. And then the support guy, he's like, oh yeah, it shows that you're streaming at 30 frames per second right now. But when I saw the log, it was at 60. And I was like, oh yeah, I did change that this morning because I was trying different things out. And changed it to 60. We saw the issue happen. My whole computer froze, all that good stuff out. And now, and he said, okay, you know what? I really want to solve this for you. I got to go right now, but I'm going to look into it and then we can reconnect. And so I'm just going to say, I really, really appreciate the support, the one-on-one help. And it's like that to me is what makes software, like that's what helps you build great software. When you support people or your developers or whoever he was, I'm not sure exactly the position, but they jumped on and it's like this, right? I don't know if he's a developer or tester or whatever, but me being a QA engineer, being able to work with them, looking for different things that I would normally look for, stuff that I was doing, I think that was very, very helpful. And it told me that, some people have reported the same type of issue. So now we have a foundation to go off. So hopefully this gets resolved very, very soon. But I just want to say shout out to the support at Ecamm.
I appreciate you.
All right. So let's get to work. Your car says the price of Ecamm going up. And Mitch says no free promo. Hey, me in tech, I have to thank the people who actually put in the time and the effort to help us. Because guess what, Mitch? I have to because imagine Saturday again. We have the same mess that happened Saturday. I can't have that happening, right? So just have to shout them out for that. It says he turned into Q&A on them. All right. So, okay, let me read this one. This looks fun. It says, well, the Wealth Building Journey says, Project Thought. There are a couple of technical signals that show when to buy stocks that might be useful to automate for Stock Club. Interested in building it out prototype. Hey, well, I'm going to tell you this. Well, Wealth Building Journey. The only time I'm going to tell you this, right? Make sure you're listening. Listen over it. Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay.
Let's get it.
Hey, let's do it. I'm going to reach out to you either after the show today or tomorrow. We're going to set out some time. We'll connect and see what we can do. If you want to join, let me know. I can always fill you in, whatever the case may be. Let's do it. That sounds fun and awesome. And we got, I don't know how to say this, but from the Twitch side of things, says, is it live? It is 100% live. Welcome in. I got someone on Twitch watching. I just started twitching this week and we are there. All right. So your car says, I'm down. No Diddy. All right. And Fair says, it needs security. Let me add on to it. What? Oh my goodness. Let's go. You see, look at that. All right. You see, you guys are going to prevent me from ever starting the show. All right. So let's get to work. We're going to be like Captain Planet, unite and build the Stock Club app. If you're not in stock, if you're not a bag chaser from Anton Daniels, then sorry, you're not included. You're not invited to Stock Club. Not my rules. Not my rules. I didn't make the rules. I just follow them. All right. So let's get to it. Let's go over here. Right. Let's go. Let me turn the AC down a little because it's getting hot in here. My goodness. So much game. All right. So let's go over to here. All right. So we're looking at AutoGen. Let me get the other website for AutoGen. Swagger Auto Generate. All right. So let's go look at that. And we want to look at this one, I guess. Introduction. So pretty much what we're doing is, let's start the timer as well.
It's time to do.
So about maybe almost a month ago now, we had did Swagger documentation, but we did the manual documentation. And Heist King came into the chat and was like, what in the world are you doing? What? He was like, why are you doing this manually? What kind of fool would you be doing this stuff manually? You're supposed to be QA automation. Why are you manually doing Swagger documentation? I was like, what? And at the time, I was feeling like,
How dare you?
but I got out of my fifis, you know, I got out of my fifis, and I was like, so you're saying I can just write some code and it's going to generate the whole thing for me? And he was like, hell yeah. I was like, oh, well, don't threaten me with a good time. See, you guys like to threaten me with good times, right? So I was like, all right, fine, let's do this. So I looked it up, Swagger auto generation, and I found out how to do it. And we started it last week. A week ago, we started it, right? And I'll show you what we came up with. And now we have to keep going with it because we're not done yet. We're not done. You feel me? All right. So let's see. So this is where's my mouse? All right, there it goes. All right. So let's see what we got. So this the overview we'll just do a quick recap. Overview. This module performs automatic construction of Swagger documentation. It can identify the endpoints and automatically capture methods such as get, post, put, and so on. It also identifies routes, middlewares, response status codes, parameters in the path, header, query, and body. It is possible to add information such as endpoint description, parameter description, schemas, security, amongst other using comments and code. At the end, it generates the .json file containing the Swagger format specification. So one thing we were looking into last week was how do we get it to generate as a web page like the regular Swagger documentation does? Didn't have time to look into that this week, but we'll continue setting up the actual documentation, and then if we have time, we'll see if we can get the actual documentation up. Right. So with that being said, let me see. Anything else we need on this? No, I think that's it. Right. I think that's it. So let's go to the other screen. So here we have WebStorm. You know, I am a JetBrains fan boy. Yes, I like JetBrains, I like JetBrains software. So much better than VS Code, if you ask me. But don't tell anybody I said that. Right? All right. So that's my secret between you and I. Right? So I see that comment. I told you to watch it. All right. So let's go to Git branch. I need to get the branch I was working on last time. So the branch that we created last week was based on your car's comment. No one generates Swagger documentation like us. So let's go ahead and let's switch to the branch. So I always tell you that like learning Git branching or Git in general is so important to your development, right? Very, very important. Uh-oh, see, your car's about to go in again. Your car is about to go in on Florida again. Yes, we call the police on our own crime so it can be legal. Yes, we throw alligators through Wendy's drive-through windows. Yes, we have alligators the size of Texas walking through golf courses. Yes, we have all of that. See, I just 8-mod myself, so your car can't do it to me. I got it. You see, I'm ready for you, car. I'm ready for you. All right, so let's do git checkout. And then we're going to check out this branch. Very important to learn how to do checkout, how to do pull requests, and learning GitHub. In the Patreon, I have my latest video was about some core technical things that you need to learn so that you are not far behind. They don't teach you this stuff in college. They don't teach you this stuff in boot camps, all that. So you really want to take these courses. There's like 4 courses that I recommended. And I also have a non-technical video as well. Very important as well that you take, because if you want to start working, you need to have these skills down packed because the job does not require us to teach it to you. All right. So let's go over to here. So now we have our branch checked out. So last week I created this folder for auto docs, and in here we have our Swagger. We have our Swagger code that we wrote. Right. Got all of this here: local development, the production site, the authentication, and then this is the output that it created. Right. Which is good, but it's not like it's like I don't know how they did this, right? But it's a JSON file that is I don't know, it just opens, right? And then you can interact with it and stuff like that, try it out, all that good stuff. But it doesn't. It's not a web page, and I want it to also be a web page because the other one is a web page. If we go to docs, or maybe not. Where did it do it? I think it was documentation folder. Can I find it? Where is it? Maybe it's not even a part of this repo. I thought it was. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There's a folder called documentation somewhere. Anyways, I digress. So we have this Swagger file where it has this defined, and then I think we started going into, where did we go into for that? So if we go into source quotes, Robert C. Martin told me that from the project you should easily be able to identify what it's about. So instead of saying like a folder for controllers and a folder for models and a folder for routes, I said, no, we're gonna have a folder for quotes. So you go, okay, this is about for the quotes. We're gonna have a folder for users, have a folder for the home, stuff like that. So that's why the structure does not look traditional, but it is it's a different style, right? Different style. Try, clean architecture. Trying to see if this is gonna work better for me, right? So we go into routes. And let's see, what do we got going on here? So let me see. Let's go up over here. So there goes the Swagger documentation here, where we said on the regular / endpoint that we have basic authentication, and there is no basic authentication on the random path. But we were adding the description of it, the summary. So if we go and we look over here and we go to let's see where random is. So there goes random. So we need to move the tag for quotes up top. All right, so let's start cleaning this up, right? Because we don't want to just belabor the whole point, all right? So let's go over to, I'm also monitoring the activity monitor as well to see how Ecamm is doing. Make sure it doesn't go crazy on me. But all right, let's go to, interesting. Okay, so let's go to, I'm gonna copy this right here, right? And keeping in line with the way that I like to develop, right? We're going to run this, we're going to run the code a little bit more often. So let's just go, let me see if I can minimize these requests, right? So maybe not the best way to do it. Actually, no, minimize the router. So router here. I don't know, that's outside the router. Oh, I see why. Okay, cool. So let's just go, right? So there goes the get for the random. Actually, I want this to be up here instead, just to be more organized. And I mean, if you're thinking about tech-driven development, right? Right now I'm refactoring. So I got it to work, and now I'm making it better. I mean, there's not the get it to fail part because this isn't, we're not writing the code here, but let's go to over here, and we're gonna say, so I'm just going to add this block right here to each of the different endpoints. And let's see any more. So we got this one. And after we do that, we're going to run the code so we can see the differences inside of the documentation. All right. So let's see anything else. All right. So that's it. Right. So let's take a quick look at how it currently looks, the documentation. So right now we have quotes down here with the random endpoint, and everything else is outside of it, right? Living in its own little island. So now I think we have, let me see, how do we have our, let's see, we have our, where's that package.json? So package.json, it is node, autodoc, swagger, and that's going to actually start up the, app, right? If I remember correctly. So if we go over here, let's clear this out, and we do No, or let's do npm start. And all right, so what aren't you? Oh my god, this always happens. So let's do npm install, and it's gonna be dash dash. I wonder why I always have to do this. Save dev swagger. That can never get saved. Auto. Yeah. All right, there we go. So right now we're actually adding the autogen package, and it says npm something is deprecated, no longer supported. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and do npm start, and it says that it was successful, connect to the database. Cool. So now if we go into Swagger output, we actually close it and open it back. Let me close it, open it back. And we have quotes at the top of the building. Okay. So now we have retrieve all quotes. That's under the quotes tag. So the tag is serves more as a category, right? So quotes, retrieve all quotes, with the endpoint for let's see. I wonder why this is okay, because this one doesn't have any description here. All right, so we'll go through and add the description. Has the random one over here. It has, so let me see. Retrieve quote. So I probably need to. So this is probably shouldn't be here. This probably should be here. But that's how we figure it out, right? So we're just looking through our documentation, see how that is. So far so good. So far so good. Not the best yet, but it is what we're looking for, right? So let's see if random works at least, right? Let's see. We go to random, and let's see. .502 bad gateway. Probably just need to do some more investigation on this, because for like with the others, with the manual Swagger documentation, all this stuff was able to work, right? Oh, okay, maybe because it's trying to access local. Maybe it's trying to access localhost this port right here. Let me see what we have in here. It should have. It has the right. It has the right localhost. I don't know. That's weird. That would be trying to get it on this port right here. Either way, we are still good to go. Let me see. All right. Anyways, so there we go. Let's continue writing our Swagger documentation. So, all right, let's start off with this one. Description: retrieve all quotes from database. Let's see. And that one was retrieve all quotes from database. And we say here, summary, this endpoint returns a list of quotes that are stored in the database. All right. Okay. And we have our security on that endpoint. No, that's not the right one. I don't even know what this one is. This isn't for retrieve all quotes. Is it? Let me see. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Never mind. All right, cool. So, so the summary I see is being listed above the description. So the summary is okay. The summary is short. All right, cool. So let's do this. Let's in that case, if that's the case, let's swap these around. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put this here. That makes more sense. The description is the longer one. The summary is the shorter one. All right. So now if we go down to random, this should be the summary. And the description should be that one. All right. So I'm going to run it again just to make sure that we are on the same page. NPM start. And if we go back over, let me close this just to be safe. We go back over here. And now we have quotes, retrieve all quotes from the database. And then it says this endpoint returns a list of quotes that are stored in the database. And then if we go down to random, so now get a random quote from the database, yes. And then we have the longer description here. So shout out, there we go. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got. All right, so now let's continue. We have our description. We don't have authentication on this endpoint. Let's go to. So this one is for post. All right, so this one we're gonna say swagger.summary. And you see, like, and this is the thing I always tell you guys, right? As you start to writing the code out, right? You get more familiar with it. Then you just like start remembering, right? Because now I know, okay, swagger.summary, swagger.description. We're gonna look for the one for authentication, and then we're gonna use that, and then we're gonna remember it. And now, so it's not like you memorize code. You start understanding the syntax and the context the more you do it. I really just want to read a book and stuff like that. I remember like a job that I had like 10 years ago. People would be like studying so hard to get Java certified and stuff like that. And I was just like, and they still wouldn't be good at it. They still wouldn't be good at it. So with that being said, let's continue. So Swagger summary. So the summary for this one is going to be, let's do, add a new quote to the database, and the swagger dot description would be post request to add new quote to the database. Oops. And I would say the required keys are quote and author. All right. And let's see. Let's see here. Get request. All right. So we're going to, oh, there it goes. All right. So get request. This one is going to be called swagger dot summary. And that's going to be return a quote from the database using its ID. Using the quote ID. And then swagger.description is going to be get request to retrieve a quote from the database using the parameter, or not, it's not even a parameter. It's a, it's not even a parameter. Yeah. Using the quote ID. I guess it's considered like a, what do they call that thing? A URL parameter or something like that, because it changes, but whatever. So yeah, it's a request parameter ID using the, fine. The request parameter. So
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Request parameter quote ID. All right. So, yeah, I think we're good here. Let's go and generate it one more time. Oh, maybe actually I did Control C. Let's see. Hopefully that messed things up. All right, cool. So let's look at it one more time. And we go to, let me close that out. Then we'll go to break, right? We'll go to break right after that. So let's open this up. And we have our summary, and does it allow you to, let's see, try it out? Oh, cool. It does that for you already? Where? I don't see where it allows you to put it. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go to break. All right. So that was our first segment on working on the Swagger doc, right? Continue. Well, I guess it's actually the fourth segment because we started last week, but it is what it is, right? So let's see. What do we do first? Let me do this. Let's do my first tip, right? So what I'm going to be talking about today during our breaks is more about QA related, right? It's going to be 3 tips, my 3 tips, right? Pretty much what I do on a daily basis to add more value as a QA engineer, all right? So let's get that up on the screen for all my QA people. And a lot of this goes outside of QA, but it's what I do for QA, right? So that being said, boom. So this is my first tip on how to add more value as a QA engineer. And that tip is to contribute to the conversation. Yes. Contribute to the conversation. What do I mean by that? So, especially if you are working in an agile environment, on a Scrum team in particular, it can still be done in Kanban, but definitely on a Scrum team. There are so many meetings in Agile that you have so much opportunity to contribute to the conversation. And what does that mean to contribute to the conversation? So let's take some of the different meetings that we have. We have our refinement, where we go over the stories to make sure that they make sense, and we point them, saying what level of effort that's going to take to work on this. There's the acceptance criteria in there. So ask questions during the refinement about the acceptance criteria. Does this make sense? Is this clear? Do you have any ideas that could grant a better user experience? What are the risks of approaching it the way that we are approaching it? Offer some mitigations for it. What can you do to make it easier to implement this story or this ticket, to make sure there's not many risks involved, that anyone who reads this ticket, because I remember one time, I think I told the story before. I'm fairly new to this team at maybe 3 companies ago. And the product owner writes this ticket saying, I want this done. And we didn't really question it. The software engineers, me, and I'm not even familiar with the ticket, with the application yet, right? I'm new to the team. And they say, we're just about done with the story. And I'm thinking about it, something doesn't seem right. So I go to the product manager. I'm like, hey, did you mean this or did you mean that? And he's like, I meant that. And I was like, oh my God. So are you telling me we just wasted the past 2 weeks working on the wrong thing? And he's like, yeah, isn't it obvious? I'm like, apparently not, if none of the software engineers or myself knew what the hell you were talking about.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So now we lose 2 weeks of valuable development time and time to get to market because no one understood the acceptance criteria. And now that cost us money. And your car says, isn't it obvious? I'm like, you know what? Please just state the obvious. State the obvious in your acceptance criteria. Let's have some bullet points of what we're looking to accomplish. And now, so that led me to understand, because I was very, very new to the Agile methodology at that time. I took a course on Agile. Shout out to the courses, right? I took a course on Agile, but being as a QA engineer, coming from more of a waterfall environment, I was like, okay. So now I question everything, right? Everything. I question it. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Is this clear? Are we going down the right path? Let's write it out. What am I looking for to validate? Have we considered this? Have we considered that? What are the risks of doing it this way? What's going to be the user experience? Is it gonna be a crappy? Is it gonna be so hard to understand? Because being a QA person, you get to see what the users are gonna go through, and you have to be an advocate for the users as well. So my first tip on adding more value as a QA engineer is to contribute to the conversation during whatever meeting there is: refinements, planning, retrospectives, stand-ups. Whatever the case may be. Contribute to the conversation, all right? All right, that's my first tip. Shout out to the first tip. All right, let me check out the Chizat. Let's see what we got going on. I saw some good stuff happening in there. Let's see where we're at. So, let's see. And let's see. So let's see. Let me see if I can say this. My vom ucha baru. I'm gonna call you Myvo. I'm sorry to short your name, Myvo. What's up, Myvo? Just trying to learn something. Well, you've come to the right spot. Ferris is keeping the convo going with Myvo. Definitely gonna learn a lot. It says use some stuff I learned in an interview. That's what adding value all the time, right? So it says right now. So looking for my first job in tech. Let's get it. You know, you're gonna learn here, right? Let's see. My vote is in college and trying to study outside of it. That is what I always advocate. All right, always advocate to make college easy by learning ahead of time. You know, it's like practicing for a sport, training for a sport. Do all the hard work outside so that when you go in the game, it's not going to be easy, but you actually know what you're doing, right? So that's what I'm thinking, right? And Antonio Watkins says, "You feel me? Are you from the South? Am I from the South? It depends. Is South Florida considered the South?" Because many people consider it to be a foreign country. I don't know. Could be the South. It could be the North Caribbean. Could be, who knows? Who knows? And as Ferris says, feel free to ask questions and I will respond after the timer, kind of like the Pomodoro study stream. And definitely check out Ferris's stream on Twitch as well as on YouTube as well, because he is learning Python and he is streaming that along. All right. And we go. So the wealth building journey says, is JetBrains better than IntelliJ? Is that a trick question? The wealth building journey. So sometimes I get the terminology confused because I'm so used to using IntelliJ, but JetBrains is the owner of IntelliJ. They make IntelliJ. They make WebStorm. They make PyCharm. They make I always forget the name of the database one. Oh my god, Data Group, I think. They make so many different ones. They make ReSharper if you are a C# person. If you're into C#, if you're into that type of thing, right? C#. They make ReSharper, and they have so many different tools. I'm probably going to get, like, when this comes time to renew my subscription for WebStorm, I'm probably just gonna get the whole package, get the whole shebang. All right. And let's see. Your card is from Florida. And average Florida man. And it says, no Florida slander. Thank you, Antonio Watkins. Thank you. See?
I appreciate you.
Your car says, did you see what I posted in the Discord about Florida? I tell you, your car is being mischievous. All right. See? Did you see that? The wealth building journey. I just hit mischievous. All right. Look at that. And it says, am I the only one that pre-installed Call of Duty Cold War? And what tab? It wasn't the main tab. It was in the main tab. And do we have a bot? I have a bot. You know what? You're banned bot. You are gone out of there. I think this is what Ferris was talking about. Ferris, is this what you're asking for, Ferris?
How dare you?
How dare you, Russian bot, allegedly. Oh, wrong screen. Allegedly Russian bot. I don't know if they're Russian or not, but how dare you? Like, don't you come here with that, right? And let's stop the show real quick. Stop the show. Is this a Darcel sighting? Mr. Darcel, where have you been? Hopefully you are doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I've missed you, and I really, really appreciate you being here. Welcome. Welcome. You see, there you go. Ferris, he's triggered. How? Another one.
How dare you?
How dare you come into the chat with that when we have the top cybersecurity expert in the stream, right? Come on, and then you want to do it on Twitch as well? No, we don't play. Homie, don't play that. Do you guys remember Living Color? Homie, don't play that. Get the out of here, all right? No, we're not doing that, all right? We're not doing that, all right? So, see, and that's what I'm wondering. Where has Darcel been? Where have you been, Darcel, all right? And your car says, give me an A. A, you got your A, you got your A. Give me a G. G, you got your G, you got your G. Give me a I. I, you got your I, you got your I. Give me a L. L, you got your L, you got your L. Give me a E. You got your E, you got your E. What does that spell? Well, depends on if you're asking Mr. Kenneth Copeland or not, because he cannot spell for his life. Shout out to Fulton County and the YSL trial. But that spells agile. So you didn't think I was going to go through that whole thing, did you? My sister was a cheerleader, so I know that cheer very, very well because that's like the first cheer that you learned, whatever cheerleading squad you're on, right? So I'm just saying, let's see. Your boy ain't quick. I got the Gen Z mic. Come on, Ferris. No Gen Z slander, all right?
Bruh.
Mitch has to spell a waterfall. Oh man, you guys are trying to. You see, you guys are trying to have Mitch. You guys are trying to have your car use his moderator privileges on you guys. We're not doing that. All right. And Darcel says, "Life been lifing on vacation, but mainly just busy." Well, Darcel, happy to have you here. You are so appreciated over here.
We the best.
every time someone says something about waterfalls, I always say, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? Listen to your car and tech coach Ralph preaching about agile, right? We just dropped the remix. I just dropped the remix on y'all for the 2024. All right. Isn't it obvious? I was like, apparently not, because no one understood what we were talking about, you know? Let's see. So, I'll be he doubt slayer. I'll be the doubt slayer. Okay. At first tip, no Diddy. Okay.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Brian, is your name Brian? Is that what it is? Should I just call you Brian? I'll just call you Brian if that's what you want, all right? And let's see, you gotta check in sometime. You've been MIA. Don't go MIA on us, all right? All right, Darcel, don't do that. Don't do that, all right? And Brian says, seriously, interesting. Hey, I'm telling you. So, the Wellspring Journey says, Florida temperature hell plus brutal humidity. It's brutal humidity year round. It's been raining like crazy the past few days. And then right before that, it was like 100 degrees outside plus the humidity, right? And 48 Law says, I have a lot to learn. Well, you are here at the right place because that's what we do here. I'm telling you this, by me streaming very consistently for the past year, I believe, I'm pretty sure that I have learned a lot more in the past year than I did in the past 10 years. Yes, that's true. That's true. So You just have to go out there and get it. You know, like find something that forces you to learn, and then connect with a group of people who are going in the same direction as you that you can reach out to, ask questions. Your car is super busy, but I have never seen him turn down answering someone's question when they need some help, guiding them in the right direction, right? From what I've seen, right? Just saying. And versus we gaming when Call of Duty comes out, we got to get the batches in the digital war zone. I think I told you guys the story why I stopped playing video games, so I will not be playing video games anymore. And it says, yeah, the URL is Russian. Scanned it. You see, and that's why we have a cybersecurity chief on deck. Ain't gonna catch me slipping like Willy Lump Lump. Do you guys remember that movie? Your car, what's that movie? I ain't gonna get caught slipping like Willy Lump Lump. That's not the exact quote, but it's something about Willy Lump Lump. I remember that, right? And well, Building Journey says +1 for mischievous. I like to drop that every now and then, right? And which says more and more Ralph shows his age. It says the real icebreaker at a conference with a bunch of rich people teaching them agile. Okay, Brian, that's a fact though. That Brian is way easier to say.
Message.
You don't know that story? All right. I'm going to share that story on the next break. Let's get to our next segment. And next break, I will share the story on why I no longer play video games. And your car is going to have me embarrass myself again on this stream. All right. So let's get back to work. Your car, you are making it hard on me. All right. So let's get to it. Next 20 minutes.
Let's go!
All right, so we have this going over here. Let's see where else we are. All right, so we have all of this. Now, why is this? Let me see. We got this one. Let's close this out. Okay, the patch. All right, so the patch. I kind of remember on the other one, it kind of grouped them together. I don't know why. Why the folder? Let me see something real quick. Local host 3000. I don't think it's starting the application. Actually, I think that's what's going on. It is not starting the application. How did we do that last time? I think it was in this file. So this should have started the application, unless the application crashed. It connected to the. Let me see something. Let's see. We do npm start. Connect to the database. Localhost 3000. All right, let's continue with our documentation because we can troubleshoot this later if we have some time or do another stream about it. But let's continue with our documentation. But it is a little bit perplexing. You see, I got you. Well, perplexing. Okay. Although the last syllable is just an ing, but still, you know. Let's see here. So we can do in here. I thought I got all of them though, but let's go with swagger.tags. Oh, there it goes. So we have patch, and now we're gonna do swagger dot summary. We're gonna call that update part of quote or part of, how do I name it? Part of quote update partial quote object used mainly to correct a particular key and for setting quotes from pending to active, setting quote status. Well, that definitely shouldn't be the summary. That's the description. I going way too long on that one, right? So here, let's do the description. We'll do summary, and that would be. Let me make sure this is still up. Don't want no. So far, it's still going very good. I'm liking what I'm seeing with Ecamm right now. I really think it might have been that 60 frames per second thing. All right, so we have summary, partial update. Let's go. Update quote object partial. Whatever. We can always think of. I am not a technical writer, so we can always think of a better way to say it later. And if we go down to the put, I believe is next. That's a Swagger summary. We'll say update the entire, or let's say overwrite. Overwrite quote object. I'm really bad at describing these. I know how. You ever notice, like, you know how what they do, how to use them, but it's hard when you're trying to describe them. Description equals put, and we shall say update all fields in the quote object. Any fields not included will be left out. Best I could do. All right. Anything else? Any other endpoints? I think that's it. Cool. So let's go ahead and generate that. And let's do npm start. I wonder if it's giving me. All right, so that's started. Let's go over to here. Close this out and open it back up. And now we have. I don't know why this one is. I don't know where this. Oh, this is probably coming from that home one. Okay, that one shouldn't even be there. All right, so we'll look and see how we can exclude something because this should not be in there. Because this is just for like from the home one, I believe. Let me see. Let me see what is in. I need to delete that file. Home. Yeah, this is this one that is catching. So we should get rid of that. So let's close that. And let's see how we can exclude an endpoint. But we have all of our endpoints over here. Override quote object with the put. Let me see request sample. Request sample. Oh, so we can probably specify because the updated on is going. That's a response sample, not a request sample. Because you shouldn't be able to add the updated onto it. That's going to be added automatically, unless we have an issue, unless there's a bug in there. We'll check that out. Request. See, this shouldn't be in there. the same way that if we go to post, I don't know. So we can look at post. Why does post have, let me see. Oh, okay. We'll see. All right, anyways. So we see everything is there. Let's go ahead and add our let's add the authentication to the ones that have authentication. So we're just going to copy this one. I'm not going to type this whole thing out a bunch of times. We're just going to go over here, drop that right there. I'm going to move summary just for organizational purposes. You know, that is one of the parts of having clean code. I'm a big advocate for clean code. Boom. Take this over here. Take this over here. Take that over there. Over there. And that's everything, right? So now we're going to AutoGen again. We're going to do boom, boom, boom. And if we close that out and we go to here, we have, this is, so now we should have a little, let me see, what's this? Oh, you can change different layouts. All right. So if we go to, where is it asking for? Let me see if I go to try it out. Ah, okay, there goes security. Nice. So you can put in the username and password. We go over to try it out over here. Security. Nice, nice. I like it. Username and password for basic auth. So we say ABC123 and 4. Just put some random gibberish in there. We show. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. And everything has its security on there. Oh, and it does it transfer over to all of it. So random doesn't have security. I need to remove that. So let's go ahead and remove that. Added that one by mistake. So this one doesn't have security on there. Not yet, at least. All right. So, and this, see how we are also QAing our work in the process, right? So, you know me, big advocate for QA, test-driven development, all that good stuff. So let's continue. So this one's gonna get removed for the random. Retrieving a quote. We have our security in there, parameters, and then we can actually type in we can actually put in a the ID. Get retrieve quote from the database. We have our security in there. Do we have where's our security? Hold on. Oh, that's okay. That's this one. All right, cool. Why isn't this above it? I would like it to be above it, but whatever. Let's go here. And then we try this out and we have our security as well. And I like the fact that it transfers over. So what is this over here? Why is there an F after patch? Let's go to, why is there an F after patch? What in the world? Update object partially. Did I type in an F somewhere over here? Hold on. Body. Okay, that's why. I'm about to say, that got me going crazy. Got me going crazy. All right, so cool. We got that. Overwrite code object. I'm going to need to get better names for this stuff, but it still works, right? It still works. Cool. And there's still this F over here. All right, Cool. We've got it. We've got it. So this is good so far. So now let's see how we can exclude this one. So we're going to switch over to our other screen. Over here, and let's look into how we can exclude an endpoint. So tags, summary, we got description, operation ID. What is operation ID? This is the operation ID of the endpoint to your operation ID. That's not a very descriptive description. Endpoint is deprecated. Ignoring it. Okay, so we need swagger ignore equals true. So we got to add that. So let's go. So we got that. Let's go back over here. Go back over here. And we're going to close this. We're going to say for this one right here, index, we're going to say swagger dot ignore equals true. I wish there was some type of plugin that could offer some type of predictive texting. Let's check this out, right? And this is what I mean by always thinking about different ideas and stuff and different value that you could bring. So if we were to go to WebStorm settings, let's go to marketplace. Let's check Swagger. Swagger API designed by Smart Beer lets you view and edit your open API definition stored in Swagger Hub directly. Nah, that's not it. Open the API Swagger editor. Provide support for editing the open API file. Support formerly known as Swagger. Let's see. I want more something for the comments to be honest with you. But maybe we won't get that. Maybe I asked for too much. I would like to buy. Are you kidding me? I'm not buying anything. At least I investigated. No biggie. All right, so now that we have this excluded, let's see if we run it one more time. NPM start. And if we go over and we open this again, and looky here. The first one that we're getting, it's no longer showing up. It is no longer showing up. Goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. All right. Later.
Bruh.
All right. So this one is out and all of the documentation is in as we're looking for. Boom, 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 boom. And let's see. Anything else? Are we missing anything else? I don't know. Let's see here. We got this. I think that's all the documentation. Okay, something else I thought about, right? We are trying to see why. So, all right, let's take a look at the request, right? Request body schema. For the put, it has updated on, but updated on is a let me see. Let's go to the put. Let's go to, I guess I don't have it here. Okay, so let's go to the put. So patch has this, and put, we're looking at the put. It has updated on. So body dot, but I don't think that you can actually pass. You can't pass updated on to it. It's automatically passing it itself. At least I believe that's how it works. I mean, I could have totally made a mistake. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, look at this. We have this over here as well. Oh, because I have this file open. Oh, let me see. But then on the post, though, I don't see anything on there. It could be because updated on, and then here. But if we look at the post where we are adding to it, we're adding a new one. It doesn't have what the model is, which is weird. Let's go over to here, post. This is cool, this structure here.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
So let's go over to here real quick. Where's the post? We go, see, I don't see a, why does the other one have request and this one doesn't? All I see is the response. You see what I mean? Like over here under patch, we have request and response, but over here we don't. So we'll look into that. We'll do some more troubleshooting on the next break. Because I think we can go for one more tonight. You know, finish around like 10 p.m. and we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up, right? So let's go back over here, and hopefully you are finding this helpful and informative. You see how I methodically go through my investigations. Like when I'm developing, I develop a lot slower than other developers because I am not a developer by day. But I'm very careful and investigatory. Is that a word the wealth building journey? Investigatory. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me go to my second tip before we go into the chat, and then we shall, then we'll have some fun, and then we'll get back to work for our last segment. All right. So let's put it up like this. Our second break topic: start testing as early as possible. So this is my second tip for the way that you can add more value as a QA engineer at any level of QA. You're going to run it up by doing these little 3 tips that I have here, right? The first one was ask questions during the conversation, right? Ask more questions during refinements around acceptance criteria, risk, offer mitigations, all that good stuff, right? The second one is write your test cases and test plans and discuss it with your engineers as early as possible. So as soon as the sprint starts, as soon as the engineers start working on the stories, whether it's a defect that they're fixing, tech debt, a new feature, start working on it as early as possible. Start thinking about the different testing scenarios. Read the acceptance criteria, writing out your scenarios, writing out your test cases, and say, hey, Mr. Developer, Mrs. Engineer, whatever the case may be, let's have a conversation. This is how I'm planning on approaching testing this story. I'm going to do A, B, and C. And I have noticed about this part over here, that part over here. This is what I see. This is going to be my strategy. What do you think? And they're going to tell you their thoughts about it because you're involving them in your testing process, your testing procedure. You're saying, hey, your thoughts matter to me. I don't want you to just do a whole bunch of work and then you just hand it off to me and then now I'm going on a treasure hunt. Let's be collaborative. Let's work together. Because you don't have to do this on your own. Because, I've seen so many QA engineers who are complaining about, hey, developers just throw stuff at us. They just, they so mistreat us,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
And it doesn't have to be that way. There is a better way forward. And I say you start working on it as early as possible. You have conversations with your developers and your engineers. And you're saying, this is my approach. What do you think? Do you have any insight? Is there anything that you can think of that I haven't thought of? And they're going to say, oh yeah, there's this here, there's that here. But here's the main reason that this is so important to do, right? Why I say get that conversation started as early as possible. Start testing, because testing is way more than just following a bunch of steps. Oh, no, that's not testing. Testing is the whole thought process behind how the application can go wrong and mitigating for that as early as possible. And part of that mitigation is start having your conversations as early as possible, writing out your test plan, talking to the engineer saying, hey, am I missing something? And the most important part though is they're going to see how you're approaching testing, and that's going to give them some ideas for their implementation as well. So that if they know what you're going to be looking for, they're going to have it in their back of their mind so that, oh yeah, Tech Coach Ralph is going to be looking for this. Brian is going to be looking for that. And that way they can fix those bugs before they even create it. And that way we can go to market faster and we can make more money.
Money.
See? Put some skin in the game. And that way you don't have to complain about being mistreated and misused because you are invested into their success and they are invested into your success. See, my number one goal when I'm working with my team, well, when I'm working with anybody, right, is are we going to be successful? And that's why I'm very easygoing when it comes to this type of stuff, because I might have an idea and you might not like the idea. And I'm like, well, this is why it would work. You're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's table it. Because with the agile process, the agile methodology, our Delta Plus, trying to get better each time, we can say, okay, maybe this, let's try this out instead. And say, you know what, how about next time, if it didn't give us the result that we wanted, maybe we can try this out. We can always circle back to my idea. I'm not looking to be right. I am not looking to be right. I am looking to win, right? So, and the way that I do that, I say, you know what, I'm going to get involved as early as possible. I'm going to start testing, get our test plan going, have our conversations. And so now, I'm not going to get to tip number 3 yet. Because now, when we circle back and you're done with the development, my test plan is ready. I hit the ground running. Boom, 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 boom. You already know what I'm looking for. So 99% of those things, I'm not going to find. The best bug to catch is the one that you catch before it's even developed. We're like Minority Report. I saw the bug that you were going to create, and I caught it before you created it because we had that conversation about, hey, we're not going to create that bug, all right? So that is my second tip on how to add more value as a QA engineer. That's by start testing this testing process as early as possible, all right? All right, so let me have some fun now. Let's check the chat, see what we got going on. Let's see. All right, and I have a story. After I read the chat, I'll share the story so that you guys can make fun of me all throughout the chat, and then all that. Right? So Hikar has said he doesn't know the story. I'm going to share that with you. And let's see. Yeah, I got tired of VGs, and it says caught slipping like woolly lump. If you suck, just say that. I do suck, right? at video games, but you have to hear the story on why I quit. All right. So let's see. So, and the Wealth Building Journey says, got perplexing in the house. It says, you are good at implementing different ideas to a project. It's like just things just keep popping up and then I have all these ideas. I have to add them to the board, and then I'm like, oh my god, when am I going to get to this? Right? When am I going to get to this? Right? Next agile training gonna be next week Saturday. Not this coming Saturday. Next week Saturday, me and your car are gonna run it up again. And AD is live. I gotta split my screen. Hey, I got you. Appreciate it. Right? I will timestamp. If you can't catch it, I'm gonna timestamp the part for you why I stopped playing video games. Right? And it is 343. All right. So, and it says not the I'm in a bind, Nate. All right. So future bugs like future. Exactly. You got that right. All right. Here's the story, because your car has to split its attention. I'm gonna share the story right now. Right. So this is the story on why I quit playing video games. It was all right. And let's go down memory lane. All right. So here's what happened. I had got Street Fighter. Okay, so I forgot where I was living at that time. I think I was living in Hollywood. I got Street Fighter when it came out for PS3. I'm guessing. I think it was PS3. Just got it, and I'm playing. I forgot who I was playing as, but I was feeling myself. I was doing so good, right? And then my friend, right, my friend. I'm like, hey, I got Street Fighter. Want to come play? And he was big into video games. I was not like the best at video games. I like playing NBA Live and stuff like that. See, dating myself NBA Live. And so he comes over, and I tell you this, no lie. We said we're gonna play best. Whoever gets to 10 first, right? Whoever gets to 10 first. So we're playing. I am killing him. I'm feeling myself. I'm killing him. I'm up 9-0. Shout out to me. 9-0. Are you gonna believe this mother came back from my 9-0 lead, and he beat me 10-9? I was like, what? I was like, you know what? I packed up the game, right? I packed up the game. I turned off the PS, the PlayStation, right? Or before I turned off, I ejected the game. I put in the case, turned it off, and I said, here, you can have it. And I just said, you can have it. And that was it. I probably did play with Ryu. I'm not going to lie. I probably did. You're right. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. This is for you. I think the game cost like $60 at the time. And I packed them in, and I'm like, boom, go. Like, you can go. And you can have the game. Don't call me for like a week. Don't text me. I don't want to see you. Nothing. Like, just go and live your life, right? And that was it. I'll tell you this, Mitch, though. Ever since then, like, he has not beat me in basketball, though. I'll tell you that. I'm like, see me on the court. You can have your little video games. You can have your fake stuff. I'm still the king of the court, right? Still king of the court. So that is the story, your car. Why I quit playing video games. Says that's not a good reason to quit. You literally wouldn't treat coding like that. That is a fair point, your car. That is a fair point. But I would rather run it up coding, right? Rather run it up coding instead of sitting next to my so-called friend who let me get to 9-0 and then came back and defeated me 10-9. All right? Just don't you agree with them, the wealth building journey? That's why there was no Florida slander, because you guys were waiting. I got you. All right. I got you guys. So it is all good in the hood. All right. Anyways, we're going to get to our last segment. I'm going to give my third tip, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right. So let's see. Okay, I see. I see where this is going. Right, I see where this is going. So the wealth building journey says that's called the ultimate cheat code. I remember one time, right? Because I was not the best at Madden, but I had some friends who were crazy at Madden. We went to FIU North Campus, and there was a Madden tournament, and then he was killing everybody. He was about to win, and then people started cheating, and they just shut down the whole tournament. And that was going to be like an easy $500 for him, and they shut down the whole entire tournament. Right? It was terrible. Shout out to the Hadouken. See, I remember how it goes. That's probably who I played with, right? And Mitch says, here we go again. Every time I talk about basketball, Mitch starts talking about. See, Mitch, your car has seen how short you are in the metaverse, all right? We know. And says, he still beat you in real life. God, your car. Come on, your car. Come on. I have to hit your car with this one.
Oh, wow. Mr. Sarcasm, yeah. I don't care.
I don't play video games. See, at the like you don't have. All right, although your car is king moderated, you don't have to agree with everything he says. You don't have to agree with everything. And Fair says I'm getting Elden Ring June 21st, 2024. See, he has the whole date locked down pack. I'm a game until I die. We grind real life and digital. All right, okay. And it says, did he put any money on that game? See, the wealth building journey. I am not that foolish, right? Because if somebody me and him, we used to play pool, right? We used to play pool, and it would be whoever would lose would pay for like our time at the pool hall. And see, I know this guy very, very well. We've been friends since middle school. And whenever he wants to put money on something that he's never done, I know that he's trying to scam me. All right. See? So if he was to say, "Oh, it's my first time playing, whatever, let's put money on it," I'm like, "Nope, not happening. I don't trust you." He's been trying. Like we've been trying to scam each other since we were young. All right. To this day, he's still mad that I got this nice leather jacket off of him for the low, right? He tried to buy it back. I'm like, nope, mine. It's still right there. I might wear it next stream just to, but anyways, it says, Mitch says, I would have gave you 20 and we would go to 21. You still lose. 35 feet, Mitch, 35 feet, right? See, my shots are more on target than your shots, Mitch. There we go. Right? There we go. Says, is that you on the floor in your background? Yes, that is me on the floor in the background. I was not getting choked out. All right. I was not getting choked out. Pause. All right. Anyway, I was quiet, but seems like you love to awaken the beast. Hey, Mitch, I'm going to say this to you one time. Cash me outside. All right. Cash me outside. All right. And Ralph finessed him out of his jacket. I finessed him out of the jacket. He finessed me out of Street Fighter. Right. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. See, the wealth journey says, you see, he knows what it is. 35 feet equals the mid-range J. It is what it is, right? I told you I had 2 game winners this past Sunday. So it is what it is. I was tired as hell afterwards with that 100-degree weather, but it is what it is, all right? So let's do our last segment. Now your car, go and I told you the story of your car. Go and enjoy the stream. I'm going to be over there as soon as we're done over here. But I had to share, right? So let's get to our last segment. See, now the whole world is going to know about my failure as a video gamer, and that's why I do not play. But one thing I do is, I said do. One thing I do is I code immaculately. See, look at that. Wealth building journey immaculately. How about that? How about that? Let's put our last 20 minutes up.
It's time to do.
Let me check our activity. Oh, we're doing good. We are doing good. Switching back and forth. Hopefully Saturday we have a really, really good show. No interruptions, but we're doing pretty good today. So I like it. Shout out to my people over at Ecamm who helped me out today. All right. So let's go to where were we? We are looking for so we're going to do some investigation on why that this has to be a code thing. Why inside of here the get request the get by ID. So let me take a look at that. Let me put this as split screen. Let me close this down. We're gonna have a fuller view. So can you guys still see me? Let me see. Close the structure, close that. All right, we're still good. Perfect. This is perfect. All right. So let's go and look at over here. So we have the request parameter. So in the request, and so this makes sense over here that we have this. This makes sense that, the ID, the request bodies. So why don't I have a request body schema on my, let's close this, or why can't I make them smaller? Anyway, all right. So I wish there was a better way to expand them. But anyways, so we have the post. I don't have any requests on the post like I have here that would show the request body schema. And the updated on shouldn't even be part of the request body schema. But let me look at my schema. Model. So we have, see, this should be here. Let me see. Added on. Updated on. Oh, so this should be date.now. Or, but why didn't that add automatically? This is in a different branch. I thought this was already here. So let's say default date.now. Let's see. That's weird. I thought that was already there. So if we go to npm start again, and we go over here, close that, open this up, and we go back to patch request. Still, which one did I just do? I did, oh no, I didn't do anything. I just updated the model. So here under the put, it also has author, any quote, any updated on any. So this isn't going to be here anymore. We can close this. Let's see here. Let me close this down again. I'm trying to understand why that one has. So we have this. Try quote await quote model find by ID. Let me close this for a second. Projection, what to put out. Quote ID exact. All right, exact. If I look at the post then, what's the difference between these two? New quote ID. Oh, this one is save. Does that make the difference? Send quote. Being that we're on another branch, we're not going to break anything in the actual software. But so this is get. All right, let's close out the get because I'm not really concerned about the get right now. Let's see. We're more thinking about the patch in the put. So if this happens, else body updated on date.now. I even need to edit this? Oh, I see. I kind of see what happened here, but why? Oh, okay. I see what happened. I see what happened. So that's all right. I see why. Now it makes sense. I should actually put comments in this stuff, right? Because here, if I did default date.now, then it would add it on it when we every time we create a new post, which is not a bad. It's not wrong to have like created on, added on, and then updated on, and have them be the same thing. But that's why I'm adding it here. So that makes sense. Now that makes sense to me. Okay. Let's keep going. So let's see here. Let's see here. So, but here we have the we say find one and update, run validators exec. I wonder if else res dot send quote. So we do this work here, and then we say if this is this way, then send. But if we go over to the post, it says new quote model await quote dot save. Let quote equals await. And then res dot send. So if we were to do, so let's say, let me mess with this a little bit. Okay, so this is new, creating a new one. And then await quote dot, let's just save, send quote. I don't see why. So let's do some Google searching then. Let's go over to over here. And let's say we do Swagger auto generate doesn't show schema for post. Let's see. Let's also look at this one. Schemas and definitions. Oh, let's try this. So if you do schema, all right, so add a user, Swagger parameters, body, in body, description, add new user, and schema, definitions, add. Let me see. Schema inserted directly in Swagger parameters. We could do it like this. I don't know where it's getting this one from. Getting it from here. So I can just do it one time. All right, so let's try that. Let's try that. All right, so let's see if we can get this to work. I'm watching you, Ecamm. I'm watching you. We're at 2 gigs right now. Better head back down. All right, so let's, okay, I like that. Going back down a little bit. So let's go over to, check this real quick. Decoder. not bad. And let's go to like that. All right, cool. Let's go over to here, and I'm gonna go into this one, right? And we'll because the schema is pretty much consistent. So if we were to say, and this falls, so there's a definition section. Do I have a definition section in here? We do not. So, and that falls outside. So we go here, here, and we go to here, and we say definitions, and we do, let me see how. I am looking over here to see. So diplomas is over here. Users is over. Parents is over here. Add user. Where did I have add user? So it's inside of definitions. That's what I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that this is inside of definitions. Okay, so it is inside of definition. All right, cool, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's go here, and we're going to say, how do they use it? Go over here. All right, so we'll say, add quote, and we shall say, what do the quotes require? So a quote needs a quote, and let me just pull up a random David Goggins quote. Let's go here, and we'll drop that one in there. And then we'll say author David Goggins. And then we will have tags. And I guess we could go like this. And we'll say motivation, discipline, discipline. Oh, I like that. You know what? Because the wealth building journey has contributed, we're going to use his. The only easy day was yesterday. I like that. I like that. And you know what? I don't know if David Goggins said that, but I'm gonna attribute it to the wealth building journey for now, right? Because he's the one who shared that quote with me. I never heard that one before. So, boom, there we go. There we go. And let's call that one more inspiration. All right. What else we got? We have source. YouTube chat. And what else did I have in there that we, let me see, model. So these are going to show up automatically. You don't send those in the request. You don't send those in the request. Added by, we don't have that implemented yet. Status, you don't send that in the request. Source, I think I added source. I think those are the 3 that you send, or the 4 that you send. So if we go here, we have that. All right, so we got this down. Let's see what else we go with. Let's see. So that part is done. So now if we go over to our routes and we go over to post, let's see. And we do swagger dot parameters. And then body. and we say equals, and then n equals, or n colon body, and then we're going to say description is add new quote, and then we say schema, and we say ref. Is that a back? Let me say, and that's going to be hashtag #, number sign, whatever it is that you use to say, definition / add quote. That is just add quote, right? Add quote, yep. So let's see if this schema definition works out to our advantage. Let's go to our thingy right here, and we're going to say stop that, and we're going to say about to type Docker swagger npm start, and it said that it did something. Swagger parameters out in structure, blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and open this file up, and let's scroll down to our post, and I see nothing. I see nothing. Nothing. Swagger parameters out in structure in. Did I miss something? What happened to it? I said in body, so swagger parameters body. Where is that? Okay, let's see. What did? Let's see. Body. Swagger parameters body. Let me see. So in the response, you can define in the response definitions. Let's see here. So to configure a parameter as required, just add the symbol before the parameter. So, all right, well, I didn't read that before. So this is not required in the, oh, wait a second. Wait, no, that's right. Let me see. Where's my post? All right, so this is not required over here. But why? So these two are not required. So that's cool. But why did it not? Swagger in body. Covers body. Description. Oh, because it's not even showing me the request. That's why. Let me see. Rec. App post. Rec. Have that. I don't know why it's not showing me. Because if we go to here again, we go here. It says swagger parameters out of structure. Wait, swagger parameters out of structure in. Let me see what that means. Let's Google that real quick. Well, we only have a few minutes left anyways. So, but I'm curious, why did that do that? Out of structure in.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Swagger dot parameters. Just check this real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up. How to define flat object structure in Swagger body parameter? describing parameters in path in body. I guess the only thing I'm not sure about is this is out of syntax error null. Interesting. So this is one quick thing, right? One quick thing. Let me change this to Swagger parameters. One thing I don't understand is schema definition. So definition. I'm just not sure about this part right here. Like, what does this mean? Because it's telling me that there is a syntax error, Swagger parameters out of structure. Out of structure. What does that mean? I guess we've got a little bit more investigating to do, but let's wrap it up for tonight, right? We'll leave it right there. We'll have a cliffhanger for next week. I like Swagger documentation. Let's do it some more next week, all right? Tune in next week on another episode of Software Explorations to see, can Tech Coach Ralph figure out this Swagger documentation, or will he be doomed to Swagger hell forever? All right, let me give my third tip, and then we're going to check the chat, and then we're going to wrap it up so you guys can have an amazing, amazing night and head into Friday with, a lot of energy and a lot of knowledge, a lot of game, all that good stuff, right? So last tip of the night. So tonight I shared my 3 tips on how to excel, how to add so much value as a QA engineer. The first tip was join the conversation, contribute to the conversation, participate in planning, in refinement, in stand-up, all of those. Everywhere, participate, retrospective, sprint reviews, ask to present, all that stuff. That's my first tip. Second tip was start testing as early as possible. Start working on the test plan, start collaborate with the developers, all that stuff, right? My third tip on how to excel in QA as a QA engineer, at whatever level that you're at, always look for opportunities for automation. Always look for automation opportunities in everything that you do. Shout out to Yakar and his amazing Zapier presentation. We will automate your lives, right? So always look for automation. So number one, when doing QA, my goal is to do manual testing as least as possible, because manual testing it's good. I hate to play this again, but you're going to end up saying,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Because it is unmanageable. You can't manage it. You can do it for that feature at that time, but if you have to manually test the same thing over and over and over again, you are going to say,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
Don't come to me talking about, I just want a manual test forever. I'm like, well, eventually you're just going to be unemployed forever, right? They might sell you a dream like, hey, you can get a manual testing job for making $95,000 a year. And I'm like, where they do that at? Where they do that at? All right. So look for automation opportunities. Definitely look for automation opportunities where you are saying, okay, how can we automate this scenario? Looking for what's going to automate the business logic which is going to be as least flaky as possible. So looking to do API automation. Encourage the unit test that the developers are writing. Make it a requirement to write unit tests. Then look into, like, after you get the API test automated, you have all the business logic working. Look to automate the whatever is necessary for the front end. You know, yeah, you need to have some end tests here and there, but they shouldn't be the majority, right? But so that's the basic QA engineering stuff. But wait, there is more. You have to start looking how to automate other things. More than just QA. How can you automate your workflows? How can you make your life easier, which frees you up to do more things? Are there any tricks that can help the software engineers? Because a lot of times the software engineers, they are excellent programmers and engineers and stuff like that. But the little tricks that I at least use to make my life easier, I'm like, hey, have you guys ever seen this? I'm like, what in the world is that? This is so cool. I'll tell you a story real quick, right? Not a long story, and not as an embarrassing story as the video game story, right? When I lost Street Fighter up 9-0 and they came back and defeated me 10-9. Not that story, right? This story is very recent. So we're working on a project where we have to delete a bunch of, like, millions of files, probably even billions of files from S3, right? And I was like, what? And part of that, right? So we would create these batch job operations where it would delete a bunch of files. And I was like, so one of the software engineers, they showed me how they normally did it, and I was like, there is no, like, whose song was that in WWE? No chance in hell. That's what you've got. No chance in hell. When he showed me the process, I'm like, this ain't happening. This ain't that. So I said, you know what? Let me get familiar with it. I said, I wonder if I can use the AWS CLI in order to speed up creating these batch jobs. So I started researching and everything like that. And I went down the process using the CLI, and I did a script in not even a script. It was more of a command line that I wrote, and I just plug in the values, and then it created a bunch of batch jobs, right? They created, I think we had 5 jobs to create. I was like, cool. And I showed them, like, oh wow, this is really cool. This could work. And I said, you know what? That is not enough. That is not enough for me. I was unsatisfied. What's the future song? Never Satisfied? I was not satisfied with that. So I said, I wonder if I could use the Python Bodo, I think it's called Bodo 3 library, to connect to the AWS via Python and go through the whole operation to write the script so it can automate creating a bunch of batch jobs. You just pass in the S3 bucket that you're going to be using, and it would go and pretty much do the whole thing for you. You just say, all right, I pass this stuff. It compiles all the different things that it needs, the files and everything, and then it just goes boom, 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 boom. So a process that would take us hours, maybe even days. I wrote the script in about a day and a half, tried it out, tested it and everything. And when we'd run it, it would create so let's say it was about 5 minutes per creating a job manually, right? And then it ended up creating 60 jobs out of maybe 13 buckets. So it saved us so much time. It created in 30 seconds. And it's reusable, right? So fast forward to last week. One of the engineers on the other team sent me a message that says, hey, just got to give you a hat tip because that script that you wrote saved me so much time. And you would think, right? Engineers, they they'll do this. But a lot of times engineers are so focused on building features for the application that we have that they're not really thinking about like all those little tools and stuff like that. And I'm like, when I saw it, I'm like, there is no way that we're going to do this for all these files that we need to delete. So I'm like, let me see if I can whip something up. As Ferris would say, let me cook. So boom, 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 wrote it up, and now we have this thing that we can use over and over and over again using Python, all that good stuff, and it saves us so much time. So my third tip to you to excel as a QA engineer: not only do you always look for opportunities to write automation scripts for what you're testing, but other things as well, so that you can save the whole team a lot of time, and then you can get that message, that hat tip from your software engineer saying, "Hey, this thing was amazing. I don't know what I would have done without it. You are the man or woman." All right. So that is my third tip of the night. All right. So hopefully you found that helpful and informative. Let me run through the rest of the chat, and we can wrap it up and we can go hang out. We can go get some rest. I'm going to go eat something because I have not eaten actually, no, take that back. I did have a little bit of corn, right? And I did have a homemade watermelon drink. Also one with that includes ginger to get some energy, get some energy, because I am not drinking energy drinks ever again in my life. Right. So let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on over here. So let's wrap up with the chat. And based on the quote that the Wealth Building Journey gave us, your car asked, "Were you in the military?" He said, "That's a military quote. I did not know that. That is awesome." And the Wealth Building Journey says, "That's a Navy SEALs quote. Since David Goggins is a Navy SEAL, you could technically attribute it to him by association." And it says, "I'll give you that one." And he says, "Yes, U.S. Navy Lieutenant." Okay, Navy Lieutenant. Shout out to the Wealth Building Journey. Thank you for your service. But he said he got out right before the economy went down the itter, right? The itter, right? And as your car says, I share the sentiment. I appreciate you for your service. I do as well. Thank you so much to Wealth Building Journey. My whole family is active or veterans. Shout out to your family, your car. Shout out to your family. My sister almost got 20 years in the Army. Dad, uncles, cousins, all veterans, Army, Navy, Air Force, Rangers, and Marines. You know what? Your car, your family lives a life of service. And I want to say a big thank you to all of them who puts their lives on the they put their lives on the line for us all. Even when you see some people, they disrespect them and don't appreciate them or whatever. I appreciate you, your entire family, your sister, your dad, your uncles, your cousins, everyone. I appreciate the Wealth Building Journey. Shout out to you guys. And Mitch says his water just got delivered. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Why are they delivering so late at night though, Mitch? That's kind of late to be delivering, all right? Let's see. Cue the Dick Tracy theme song. Let's see what else we got. And Mitch says, your car, moment of clarity, Jay-Z. LOL, play my theme music. Okay. I'm going to start getting theme music for my people, right? Your car says, zaps are the ish. I never knew they were called zaps. And then I'm like, zaps, that's pretty cool. Like zap. And the Wealth Building Journey says, manual testing is prone to error. That is a fact.
Message.
And it says, why do people hate automation testing? What's the reason? I'm going to put it very simple like this, all right, Mitch? They hate us because they ain't us. You know, like, because automation, a lot of automation involves coding, and people are like, oh, you know, coding is so hard. And but you see Ferris waking up, like, I mean, he's already up all night, but you see Ferris coding in the morning, learning Python, going through the challenges. But a lot of people, they get started, they're like, this is too hard, not for me. I want to get a job where there's no code, but I want to run up the bag. Can you do that? It's possible. Is it likely? Not so much, especially in tech, you know. Maybe in some other industry you probably could, you know. But if you want to be in tech, I highly, highly recommend. You might not be the best coder, but at least know how to navigate around it, know the terminology, right? Know how to do something. Take a course, maybe a web dev course, maybe a Python course. You might not use it much. At least you're familiar with it, right? So that is why they hate us, because they ain't us. And Yukari says, no chance. That's what you've got. And he attributed it to Triple X. However, it is, as Mitch says, it was Vince McMahon, not Triple X. And I believe that Mitch is right on that one, all right? And Ferris says, let him cook, all right? And let's say to, says, Ferris, that's why they say to me when I'm battle rapping and the crowd won't stop, they say, Mitch, let Mitch cook. Okay. And all right, I have to ban Mitch from this. I at least have to time out Mitch for at least the next 2 years. Watermelon is gross. All right, Mitch, we're gonna start questioning you. We're gonna start questioning who you really are, Mitch, because I'm just saying. All right, Mitch, define us now, because if you say watermelon is gross, I don't think you're us. I'm just saying. Just except the yellow ones are good.
How dare you?
Whatever, all right? And let's say the well journey makes sense, since now that's why you are where you are area-wise, okay? Let's say so. Send us back 100 years. Watermelon is bad. You know what? You guys speak. You know what? Now I'm gonna say who's us, because I love watermelons. If you guys are on the watermelon hate train, you guys can go forward 100 years. I will stay back 100 years because I absolutely adore watermelons. And I'm gonna drop this bomb on you, right? And I love mayo. Yes, I do. Typical. Oh, Mitch got his Voss. Okay, Mitch got his Voss. All right, I got you. I'm not saying I will not promote. Water was delivered in the glass bottle. And it says, exactly. That's why I said it like that. If all three of us can't get paid off whatever, I'm not promoting it. Shout out to Mitch. Why are you so happy about your car being like, it was a typo, right? It was a typo. And he says, I said triple X because of the socket. All right. Sorry, I didn't give context, you lame. You guys are killing me. See, my brother, your car is with me. Watermelon is the. It's the. Yep. You see that? See, blast. Thank you. Your car, blasphemy. Watermelon is definitely is gross. I am one of, and I am one of. Thank you, Kurt. See, the voice of reason. God will contact you about this watermelon situation. Yes, He will. All right. And he says, Ralph, now you sick, mayo gross. You guys, it's facts. Barry, stop the cap. The Islanders love what? Thank you. See, that's I don't even know you guys anymore, right? I've never seen a watermelon growing up. I don't even know you guys. And it says, see, there we go. Mayo is tough to make some from scratch, but it is the best. You see, my people. See, I don't know what they do in Jersey, right? I don't know what they do in Jersey, but down here, we see, and this is why your car. This is why I don't think that Mitch is one of us, because what you know about mayo sandwiches when you don't have nothing to eat, you gotta put out a piece of bread and you put mayo in between it, because that was dinner. That was it. What you know about that, Mitch? What you know about that? See, and see, Ferris, revoked. All right, revoked. Out of there.
They ain't believing us. Congratulations, you played yourself.
It says no, your car. Says, I'm starting to question y'all. Mayo, y'all sick. All right. Superman used to eat mayo sandwiches, right? That was the fight for kryptonite, right? I definitely never had a mayo sandwich. Gross. Because see, talk about. See, I knew Mitch was a faker when he was talking about, $20 an hour. That's all some people can get. But he's talking about he's never had a mayo sandwich. Oh! Another one.
How dare you?
I'm just saying. You see, so Fair says Mitch understands mangoes, coconuts, kiwis is better than watermelon. Look, I love me some mangoes. I have the best mango tree in South Florida, maybe in all of Florida, right? But watermelon, like there is no watermelon slander, right? I see now Mitch is trying to shoot from 50 feet. He says, if Lois is mayo, then okay. Oh, okay. See? I'm trying to end the chat. I'm trying to end the show. I can't because this chat is too good, right? Mayo sandwich, hard times, but we gotta eat. See? I said I understand. I got you. All right. So if that's the case, you've been licking up mayo. Extra creamy. Pause. I'll definitely pass on. All right. Anyways, that's it for tonight. It was a great way to end the show. I had a lot of fun. Mayo sandwiches where it's at. Kool-Aid, mayo sandwiches, all that good stuff. All right. All that good stuff. But it is what it is. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys had an amazing time with me here, working on Swagger documentation, all that good stuff. And hopefully you found those 3 tips on being an amazing QA engineer very, very helpful. But you know what it is. My question to you after all this, and especially after we wrapped it up with this debate on watermelons and mayo sandwiches. All right. The question for you is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
and before the price of the brick goes up, because talking about what your car just said, the men lie, the women lie, the numbers manipulate show, Saturday morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time, which your car wakes up early. I mean, he's already up, but he joins us early because it is 6:15 a.m. on his time when we get started out there in the West Coast. But he joins us full of energy, contributing to the show, giving us all that game. So join us. If your car can do it out there on the West Coast, I know you can do it wherever you are in the world. Join us Saturday morning with your car, Mitch, and myself, and the stars to join the show. All right. Come get this game. Let's run it up together. But with that being said, you know that the price, yesterday's price is not today's price. And today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, because
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
the price of the brick is going up. Remember, we have the bug bite tomorrow. We have Saturday morning's live numbers, weekly numbers review. See you guys there. You guys have an amazing night.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Spartans! What is your profession?
You should know your role and shut your mouth!